going out today to support Rich. God bless Rich. And I'm just here to encourage the conservative principles is what I'm all about. And I am so excited about the fact that we have a challenger for the non-conservative that we have running in this district. I need to ask you, is America on the right track?
No.
7 out of 10 people agree with you. 7 out of 10 in America believe America is not on the right track. Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
No.
7 out of 10 people agree with you in America. That sets us up for an incredible opportunity to make a huge change in this November. Do you want to see change, to see the station change and in 2010 be better off than you were in 2016 than you were today? Let's get those numbers right. Do you want to be better off in 2016 than you are today? Yes, of course you do. That's why we're here today. We're all in search of a better way. And it's part of being human. We don't want to live in a miserable state that we're in right now, the state of Illinois or a state altogether. And we're being, it's part of being part of a community, to be involved in things. We don't like to be defeated. We don't like to be demoralized, despite all the things that are around us. But that's the state we're in right now. How many of you have family members that are out of work right now? Most of us do. How many of you know people that are so discouraged they're not even looking for work anymore? We all do. How many of you have college grads that can't find a job? They just got out of school. They can't find a job. It's tough. It's a tough time in America. There's no question. But we shouldn't be discouraged. Many are discouraged, and they hear bad news. But what's their reaction? They don't want to deal with it, right? They don't want to talk about it. They'll play video games. They'll watch the morning news. They'll do anything else to try to escape the bad news, but it's right there in front of them. Other people take that bad news, and what do? They complain. They sit around and gripe about it. Every family place you go, what do? They complain. And then there's people like Rich Grabowski. He doesn't just he's not satisfied with the status quo, and he's not content to stand on the sidelines and complain. He's not one that many of them are, putting their heads in the sand and hoping all of this bad news will go away. Rich Grabowski, I keep saying Rich Grabowski, that's not right. Rich Grabowski is a man that follows a pattern of gracious, kind gentlemen with strong consciences and convictions that led our country to defy the odds and stand up for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness 236 years ago this week. That July 4th began a revolution that took a personal toll on the lives of each of those individuals that signed the Declaration of Independence. But nothing was more important to those founding fathers. And thankfully, that spirit lives on in men like Rich Grabowski. Rich has taken on a tough challenge. He's taken on an incumbent that is personally likable. He's taken on a person that many people admire. That incumbent stands with less than a handful in his party that agrees that his party's direction is heading the wrong way. And that's the point, the party he represents. Rich is challenging that incumbent that remains loyal to the party, whose foundational principles are wrong and destructive to the basic principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. That party can no longer be rewarded for the damage and the havoc they brought upon the principles of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And every time we re-elect them and put them back into office, they are rewarded. It has to stop. The Democratic leadership in the White House and in Congress hold on to democratic principles that are anti-life, that are anti-liberty, that have robbed men, women, college grads, teens, minorities, worshipers, potential wealth producers, entrepreneurs, and disease fighters from the will to pursue their dreams. People are being discouraged from even trying to attempt to pursue their dreams. This can no longer be tolerated. We can't stand by and let this happen. Not in Washington, D.C., not in the 3rd CD, not in Springfield, not in Cook County, and not in Chicago. The Republican Party's foundation is its platform. Just a few weeks ago, the Illinois GOP voted on a platform that stood firmly for life, liberty, the traditional family values, and pro-job policies. The answer to revitalize our economy is not in more federal debt and stimulus packages for political cronies. Where is Dan Lipinski on that issue? I can tell you, Rich is for getting the government out of the way, loosening the precious few funds wealth producers have that are available to get our economy moving again. Things have changed technologically, and we must adjust our economy to meet those needs. The Democrats see the need to protect their territory and their cronies in unions rather than offer competition in bidding for building projects. Do you understand that if there is a any federal dollars go into a project, unions are allowed to compete for that. No non-unions are allowed. That's called project labor agreements, and we should be outraged that that is happening, not only in the state of Illinois, but at the federal level. That is what